Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane from God TV Radio. Make sure you check out my website, godtvradio.com. Today we're going to talk about atheism and the prime mover. Some atheists, whenever they're talking to religious people, they're under the impression that prime mover is a religious statement or word or concept. And the first part of the definition actually is a person or establishment that is chiefly responsible for the creation or execution of a plan or project. But the next part of the prime mover is where atheists can identify an initial, natural, or mechanical source of motive power. The atheists have their own prime mover, ladies and gentlemen. And how does this work? Because they're going to claim that whatever created the universe or whatever got the universe rolling was in fact a natural explanation for them. This is what they're going to tell you that is fact. This is what they're going to tell you is the truth. There has to be a naturalistic explanation for everything. The problem that the atheist finds himself in is that the universe itself, as we know it, doesn't have a naturalistic explanation. It doesn't have a natural prime mover. That's the reason why a lot of people out there argue that the universe has supernatural origin. I'm going to explain this real quick, and I've talked about this in the past, but the universe, when the universe came into existence, nature and time and everything that we know of came into existence through that. Outside of the universe, nature and time did not exist. That's the reason why people argue a supernatural source, because whatever existed outside of the universe was not a part of the nature of the universe and was not a part of time and space. Whatever is outside of the universe would have to be something definitely that is different than what we associate with the universe and its attributes. Whatever existed outside of the universe, whatever the cause, whatever the prime mover, would not be affected by the laws of nature as we know it. Like, for instance, something that exists outside of our laws of space is not going to suffer from entropy. It's not going to deteriorate, it's not going to die, and it's not going to have some kind of time period to it. Something that exists outside of the universe is outside of time, so whatever that mechanism is, it would have to be eternal. It is not affected, it doesn't have a birth, and it will not have a death. Unless somehow it combined itself with the universe as we know it, then it could possibly be interacting with our laws and have to be restricted or limited to what we have, unless it's an embodied mind. Now, those out there might not know what that is. It means that an entity that is simply a mind, a material, immaterial type of brain, something that doesn't have a biological, physical body, but somehow envelops itself within the matrix of the universe. And some people are going to be like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, the universe, as most of you know, is abstract numbers. It's connections. It is like a giant stimulated computer. And if there is an embodied mind out there, it may be possible that the pantheist might actually have something to what they believe, where the mind might be connected and the universe itself might actually be the body of the very system of thought of whatever this entity is. Which means that if it is a part of the universe, it exists within us as well as outside of us, understanding and knowing every property, every atom that mankind has within himself. It would mean that whatever the entity is, this embodied mind, he would literally exist within the energy of our life essence. I know that's a bit of a tongue twister, and that might be complicated for some. The atheists, unfortunately, at this point in time, and it's literally probably going to take, we're talking thousands of years before we ever get the technology or the opportunity to visit the source of the singularity, to be able to go beyond the ramifications of the universe, to go beyond the imaginary boundaries of the universe as we know it. The only thing that someone could say is, well, yeah, the mechanism may not be natural of this universe, so it would have to be of a different kind of nature. Well, there's only two natures as we know it. There's a couple different natures, but usually the natures are all restricted to this universe, like the nature of evil, the nature of good, the nature of the biology, the nature of physics, the nature of the laws as we know it. The only other nature that we know of is the nature that would exist outside of the laws of nature as we know it. And we refer to that as supernatural. Now, people usually, whenever they hear the word supernatural, they immediately think, oh, you know, those two teenagers that are on that fucking TV show dealing with magic and goblins and demons and shit like that. But supernatural simply means that whatever the mechanism is, it acts outside of the understanding of nature as we know it. It's more rational and logical to believe that the beginning of the universe, nature and time, came into existence from something different than what we understand that is within this universe. Because whatever it is, whatever it was, if it still exists, it is beyond time, nature, and space itself. And that is the reason why extremely intelligent Christians out there, Muslims and pagans and Jews, hold to the idea and the principle that whatever the prime mover is, must be sentient and made a choice. Not all pagans. Not all pagans actually believe in a God, but I'm just giving you a rundown here in Hindus and such. As where, like I said, it would take thousands of years before some atheist or some scientist would be able to go beyond what we understand as the known universe in order to find that explanation. Two things are going to happen for the atheist, sad to say. Either he's never going to find the fucking answer in that way until he dies, or too much time is going to pass and we will not exist. There's no way that humanity, the way it's going right now, with us losing resources, not taking our space program seriously, we're not going to last another couple hundred years with the way we're going. And most atheist scientists, as well as religious scientists, know this. Whether you believe in the apocalypse, whether you believe in the end of the world and Jesus is coming back, we're not going to survive another couple hundred years, not with all the environment problems, not with all the fucking wars, not with using up our resources and starving each other out, famine and destruction. We're just simply not going to survive long enough to ever be able to find the answer. We don't have the technology. We have yet to step onto another planet. And even if we do step on another planet, look how long it took just to get to the one planet. Imagine what it would be like going even further. We're literally having a hell of a time just trying to visit a neighboring planet. Imagine what it would be like just trying to go outside of the galaxy. And the fucking universe is 200 billion light years across. Which direction would you even go? But besides that, the point is that the atheists have them a prime mover too. But unfortunately for them, their prime mover, there can't be an argument made for the atheist. The atheist is literally assuming and having faith that the prime mover is going to be a naturalistic mechanism as opposed to a sentient, conscious, embodied mind. At this point in time, and I'm not trying to be rude or offensive to any of you out there, but the most rational, logical position is to believe that whatever is out there is most likely a life form, that is most likely a living entity, as opposed to something dead and unguided. Is what it is. If you guys would like to talk more about this, we can. I would love to have a discussion on this matter. I doubt some of you will even know what the fuck I'm talking about. It seems like only the religious people get it, and only the extremely intelligent atheists, which sadly on YouTube doesn't seem to be a whole lot of you. But I do respect you. The ones that are intelligent atheists have put a lot of thought into what the fuck your position is. I commend you and I respect you. But the idiots out there who are just doing it for t-shirts and fucking making money, you don't do nothing for me. Peace. God bless those who are believers, and have a wonderful day for the non-believers.